exercise that is about to go into effect on the 26th at around 4 a.m. local time. This is Dabu 7. We have this black start exercise that is about to go into effect on the 26th at around 4 a.m. local time at Camp Riley. This is located pretty much smack dab center in the middle of the country, and they've put out multiple videos on this from different garrison commanders, even the director there at Fort Riley, all making statements about this event and how people should be prepared. They're warning that traffic lights are going to be out, that this could disrupt communications, and that there could be a series of events that happen during this exercise. They expect it to last a minimum of 8 hours. They say that emergency services will not be affected. But on top of that, we have rolling blackouts being planned, and we're getting word now that in places like Pennsylvania, we have information being sent out to people inside of workplaces that are saying that, look, you need to shut off certain appliances, your air conditioner, TV, computer, all kinds of different stuff, or else your power bill is going to go up, and you need to do so when we say so. And they send out these emails and letters to people kind of warning them that this is what's about to happen here within the next 24 hours. So this is all going into motion. As much as we talk about the grid going down, lights out, and all that, well, this goes right along with it, hand in hand. Sometimes they have these exercises and events locked in hand with things that go live. But for what it's worth, this is the next one on the doorstep. We're going to cover this in greater detail. It seems here today we have a massive telecommunication outage that is affecting local landlines, also cellular service. As you can see right here, this is one alert that has been sent out talking about inbound and outbound calling issues with cellular carriers. They're saying that there is a nationwide intermittent cellular outage per Verizon, AT&T, Boost, Straight Talk, and others. Now, there's also information coming in here from outside of Philadelphia that this is spiked bad. Also reports out of Ohio. Shout outs to James that sent me this. They're saying that their dispatch centers in Cleveland do not have phone service. So this is affecting landlines as well. It seems widespread, intermittent, and across many carriers. They also state that Perrysburg, Ohio police are stating that the outage is affecting the landlines in that area, although 911 seems to be the only thing working in the area. So all the landlines in the city offices are down, and a ton of these areas. This is a big time heads up alert. Let folks know out there something's going on with all this. If you go over to Down Detector, this is just the Verizon map. You can see multiple areas being hit right now. But this is large scale, widespread. Not sure exactly what's going on, but I'll update via Twitter as I get that information.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar, and on down to rule well. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, in all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, so I just want to do a short lesson to how alone the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai allows it to go. I don't want to name the video blackouts and outages. Alright, and Lord will, you know, the two videos I just played through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai was of course the guy for Dabu 7, which the first one was about an event that's supposed to take place today. Well, both events are taking place today, which was about the blackouts. Esau supposed to be running some type of exercise today, which today is July 26, 2023. Yeah, the Lord will, the Heavenly Father brings all the prophecies to pass. Yahbashim Yahushua brings all the prophecies to pass. That was the first one about blackouts, rolling blackouts. Esau warning people, telling them to start cutting their air off, which, according to Esau right now, with the whole climate change and things like that, this is like the hottest time. Like even down here in Florida, this warning about going to the beaches, they're saying that the water down here in Florida is at a temperature of like 107 degrees or whatever. The water is. All right, so we know that Esau's next big move is supposed to be with this climate change thing or whatever. But yeah, basically Esau is telling the people, to start turning your ACs off and all that, which we're in the midst of one of the most hottest times or whatever. Or some are saying the hottest time in human history, in the history of the world. All right, but they want people to turn their ACs off, or whatever, to save power or whatever. But yeah, they're doing that. They're supposed to be running some type of exercise a day. And the second one was about the second video that the guy Dabu7 spoke about was about cell phone towers and things like that going on, and landlines and cell phones going out, outages with that. All right. So basically, yeah, blackouts and outages. All right, which is pretty much the same thing. It all goes hand in hand with a grid down scenario. All right, and Lord Will's brothers can see on the screen. Have this article here for Cybersecurity Drive, and it says World Economic Forum officials, which was Klaus Schwab, that made this announcement, warn global instability could lead to a catastrophic cyber event. All right. The World Economic Forum warned that the current level of global instability could lead to a catastrophic cyber attack within the next 2 years, officials said in Wednesday's press conference. The vast majority of business leaders, 86%, believe such an event is possible, the WEF said, citing research in the Global Cyber Security Outlook Report 2023 and forecast based on surveys, interviews, workshops, which more than 300 business leaders and security experts from around the globe, like Verizon, other, Verizon, these like Duke Energy, places like that. All right. 300 business leaders. I'm pretty sure they're among those 300 business leaders and security experts from around the globe conducted the survey in conjunction with the World Economic Forum Center of Cybersecurity, Slovakia. Global corporations are so dependent on technology currently that half of those surveys said cyber attack was now considered about with countries they will invest and do business in. Let me see if I can find another one real quick with that Devil Swab, what he came out and said. I think he said, let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, what the Devil Swab said. It says Klaus Schwab warned of a global cyber attack after which digital biometric IDs would be, and there you go. There you go. Digital biometric IDs will be required to access the internet. All right. Digital biometric IDs will be required to access the internet. We all know what that is. All right. So this goes hand in hand with that carbon footprint thing and this whole climate change thing they're trying to pull. All right. Which the majority of people will go for it because they went for the C19. They'll go for that. They'll fall for that hook, line, and sinker because the majority of them fell for the C19 thing. All right. So again, it says Klaus Schwab warns of a global cyber attack after which digital biometric IDs will be required to access the internet. And again, today you have blackouts, which a cyber attack would consist of what? Blackouts, outages, uh, cell phone towers going down, the lights going out, um, so on and so forth, not being able to get gas. And if it's an EMP attack, your cars are shut down too, because the majority of people in the world are driving computerized cars. So a majority of people's cars will shut down as well. All right. This is a 35-second video of World Economic Forum WEF founder Klaus Schwab speaks about cyber attacks circulating on social media. In the video clip, Schwab warned of a potential danger of cyber attacks on the global power. And again, I'm not saying that You know, the lights and things like that. I hope they do, but I'm not saying that the lights and things like that are going to go out today. But again, or but Lord will, soon. Because matter of fact, let's just go to the scriptures. And, I done through the spirit of poverty, how about Shimmy Shai, I spoke about, I brought these two precepts out many times about the Lord smiting Egypt with plagues before. Pretty much the plagues that the Lord brought on ancient pagan Egypt, and one of them was darkness over the land. All right, and again, I like the elders always says, no, we sound like a broken record because I brought this out many times, but now we're seeing it. We're seeing blackout today. There's outages. All right, there's cell phone outages. Cell phone towers are down. Landlines are down. Today they're supposed to be conducting some kind of blackout, cutting the lights out for like 8 hours at like 4 o'clock in certain places. All right, so and then that devil came out months ago and warned that nobody's paying attention, but there could be a deadly a crazy cyber attack coming in the midst of when they're saying that we're in the midst of one of the hottest times in so-called human history. All right, so something big could be going down. And today also the Fed is supposed to hike interest rates, and all these financial experts are saying that with that it's going to cost more to get credit cards and to get a mortgage and buy a house and cars and shit like that. All right, but that's a whole nother topic. What this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues, Salakia, smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Right, so we know the plagues that the Lord brought upon ancient pagan Egypt, and one of those plagues, all right, that he brought was darkness over the land. That was one of the plagues that he brought upon that place, ancient pagan Egypt. And then you speed it up in today's time, how would that happen? Blackouts, outages, cyber attack that shuts the power grid down. All right, this Exodus chapter 10, verse 21. The Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand towards heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt. And we're in spiritual Egypt now, even darkness which may be felt. And Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt. And they saw no one, not one other, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwelling. And who's going to have the light in these times? The elect amongst the nation of Israel. All right. Our power is going to go out too. The brothers here in Babylon and scattered everywhere. Our lights are going to go out too. All right, because we're living in Egypt. All right, but we have the spiritual light. We have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding which will preserve us. Because the scriptures is also known as the light. All right. So the elect to be all right. The elect will eat. The Lord said his servants shall eat. But the 2/3 are going to suffer. All right, amongst our people. Yeah, but the Lord said that that there was darkness over the land, darkness that could be felt. And again, if Esau turns the power off, all right, the cyber attack that turns all the power off and things like that, that's how that could happen. All right, an EMP attack, Esau puts off an EMP attack and blame it on climate change or whatever, on the climate changing or whatever, or your carbon footprint. All right, but yeah, so again, not saying that it's going to happen today, but it was just that just brought back that because then you got these outages today with that cell phone tower and landlines, and then you got them Esau running the test today about blackouts. All right, on blackouts, so like running a blackout test and telling people to turn their air off and stuff like that in the midst of one of the hottest times, the so-called hottest time in human history. Which I don't believe that shit either. But yeah, and I found it funny that Klaus Schwab warned about a cyber attack. So just something to keep an eye on, basically. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekakwadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to you brothers that push this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say shalom.